Real world operations with fractions. I'm going to abbreviate this as RW, and then I'm going to write op. I'm going to use this sign. This means with. And I'll go ahead and write out the word fractions. Real world operations with fractions. Why do we need to know how to do this? This is how we solve math in the real world. You're never going to be approached by somebody who says, hey, what is this divided by this? Unless it's like your own child asking you a math problem. When you see math problems, you're not going to be told specifically what the operation is. So you need to be able to understand these problems so that you know what you need to do in order to solve them. So let's take a look at these problems. The very first one says, Ezra makes 9 1/3 cups of snack mix. She puts the snack mix into plastic bags. She puts 2/3 cup of the snack mix in each bag. How many plastic bags does Ezra need? So this helps prevent you from being wasteful if you can solve a problem like this. The important numbers are 9 1/3 and 2/3. The question is, how many plastic bags does Ezra need? Our math action words, this one's a little tough to tell, so you have to ask yourself, what am I doing? I am splitting up the cups of snack mix into each bag. So that means that I'm going to divide. If I'm splitting up something into smaller groups, such as splitting up snack mix into smaller bags, then I'm going to be dividing. So that is, let's write this real quick, 9 1/3 divided by, let's make sure I'm doing this right, 2/3. So am I dividing the cups by the smaller cups, or am I dividing the smaller cups by the total cups? So this number should go first. Okay. This one can be a little tricky, so that's why I wanted to help you set it up. Okay, so remember that when we divide, we need to first turn our mixed numbers into improper fractions. We only want a numerator and a denominator. We don't want anything in front of it. Okay, so that's 9 times 3 plus 1. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 more makes 28. And that goes on top of 3. Then we have 2/3. We don't have to change this because it's already just a numerator and a denominator. Now I can multiply by the reciprocal. So that is 28/3, because remember the first fraction stays the same. Change your divide to times and flip the second fraction. Now, you should already know what to do from here, so I'm going to let you finish this problem on your own. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. I'm moving on to number 2. Number 2 says that Isabel lives 3/4 mile from school. 3/4 of a mile from school. Janet lives 2/3 of a mile from school. How much farther in miles does Isabel live from school than Janet? So our important numbers are 3/4 and 2/3, and our question is, how much farther does Isabel live from school than Janet? Our math action words are right here. How much farther? Whenever you're asked how much farther, how much longer, how much shorter, how much lighter, how much heavier, these kinds of questions are always subtraction questions. You're comparing the difference between these two numbers, and difference means subtract. So we have 3/4 minus, what was it again? 2/3. There it is. So when I solve this, remember that when I subtract, my denominators have to be the same number. Right now they're not. So I have to find the least common multiple. That is let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And my multiples of 3, that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, I can stop right there. 12 is the least common multiple of 4 and 3. So to turn a 4 into a 12, I need to multiply it by 3. And to turn a 3 into a 12, I need to multiply it by 4. Whenever I change the denominators, I have to change the numerators by the same factor. So I have to do 3 times 3 on the top number and 2 times 4 on the bottom number. Now we've got a mess. So let's go ahead and rewrite this fraction. 9 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. My denominator stays the same. And I do 9 minus 8, which gives me 1. So from there, pick your correct answer and move on to number 3. I should have stopped a little earlier. You could have done that one on your own. That one really wasn't so bad. Our next problem says, a restaurant bought 7 1/8 pounds of white rice and 6 1/8 pounds of brown rice. How much rice did the restaurant buy in all? Write your answer in fraction form. Simplify your answer. This right here is a clue that the answer you get can be simplified. We do try to throw you guys some hints when we're making up these problems. So, our important numbers are 7 1/8 and 6 1/8. Our question is, how much rice did the restaurant buy in all? And our math action words are in all. That means that we're going to be adding these two numbers together. So, I'm going to write down the problem. 7 1/8 plus 6 1/8. And since I did number 2 basically for you, I'm going to let you do this one on your own. Your denominators already match, so you don't have to find the least common multiple. You are going to get a fraction that can be simplified. You can figure out how to simplify it. But if you're struggling, you will get 90% if you don't simplify it. 90% on that specific problem. But you can do it. Okay? I'm going to let you figure that out, and if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. I'm going to start setting up problem number 4. Problem number 4 says that Jen makes a rectangular banner. It is 3/4 of a yard long and 1/4 of a yard wide. What is the area in square yards of the banner? So our important numbers are 3/4 and 1/4. Our question is, what is the area of the banner? And our math action word is area. If you're being asked what is the area, that's always a multiplication question. But honestly, you could use process of elimination as well. We had already done a division problem, a subtraction problem, and an addition problem. And the only operation we hadn't used yet was multiply. And since there's only 4 questions, it would make sense that one of them should be multiply. Anyway, area is a multiplication problem. So that's 3/4 times 1/4. If you thought you needed to simplify these 4s, let me remind you that if they're both in the denominator spot, you can't simplify them. You can only simplify a numerator and denominator combo. Okay, so since these are both denominators, you can't simplify them down to 1. And honestly, none of these numerator-denominator combos have a number in common except for 1. So, go straight into multiplying straight across. Once you get your answer, pick it on your paper, and then you're done.